Hello again, amazing people. Welcome back to Building Your Health Esteem. I'm your host, Jerome Craig, and today's episode is titled, I'm Really Good at Health Goals. Stay tuned. Alright friends, well, halfway through the first month of the year, and I am crushing my health goals. This year has so much left ahead of me and so much more potential because I'm focused on doing some things in my life. I'm focused on growth. I am focused on a conscious journey, a path that I'm actually creating instead of just finding. And this whole declaration that I'm crushing my health goals has given me some pause, a time to reflect. I was like, am I crushing my health goals because I didn't really set the bar high enough? And I think this is true. So, a little bit of a backstory here. I've probably been good at setting health goals for the past 20 years. If I really wanted to dial in my diet or dial in my exercise, I usually could. It wasn't a problem. Now, there's a lot of inconsistency over the past 20 years because it wasn't always my goal. There was a lot of other things going on, getting married, having kids, finishing up a chiropractic school, whatever. So many other goals, so many other life happenings came along. So health goals weren't always my focus. And this year, where I have other more lofty goals outside of my health goals, I realized that I set my health goals up pretty darn easy. That's why I'm crushing them. And it's easy for me to set a health goal and crush it because I've done it before. In 2000, I did a 12-week Body for Life transformation challenge, and I was an elite finisher. It changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my life. I became a personal trainer after that, and from there I ended up going on massage school, chiropractic school, became a functional medicine practitioner. I've been an instructor for anatomy and physiology. I've taught pathology classes. I've taught nutrition classes. And it was all because of that 12-week period back in 2000. My point here is I know what it took to make that transformation. I knew what I had to do. And for me, I saw that possibility. And so now, in my current self-awareness, it is pretty easy for me to actually go ahead and set a health goal and do it. Of course, there's a whole lot of other goals in my life that I struggle reaching. And so I've been playing with this idea. It's like, what is it about health goals that makes it so easy for me to reach? And how can I take that as a template or a lesson and transfer it over to other goals? And I think it comes down to that vision of possibility for me. I can see myself getting healthy. I can see the transformation in my body, in my mind, before I do it physically. And so how I'm being in my mind, that vision I have for myself, affects the way I'm being, and that affects everything I do to get towards that goal. So I'm revisiting my health goals and going to stretch them a little further, push myself a little bit harder. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to focus on that process that I go through and start to look at those cues that happen in my life, those triggers. I'm looking at those rewards and seeing how those translate into the habits that I have. And is there a template there that I can apply to my other goals? And the other thing that I realize is that I do tend to set the bar a little low, and I kind of alluded to this last time. There's a safety in reaching my low bar goal. I'm not going to fail. No one's going to point it out to me that I didn't make it or hey, you said you were going to do that and that didn't happen. So it's a protective mechanism. So I'm going to stretch myself, and I'm not going to wait for things to line up perfectly. One of those things that I do with health goals, I don't wait for things to line up perfectly. There's no gym open in my neighborhood now. It's not stopping me from exercising. So what I'm doing is stretching myself here a little bit. I've been wanting to put out to the world, to the public, a framework that I'm working with in helping people achieve health goals. Because that is what I do. In my world, in my work, I help people achieve their health goals. And it's difficult work, but very, very rewarding. People realize that health is wealth. And when they invest in their health now, it pays dividends in the future. So this is my framework, and it's a little bit of a play on words. And I didn't think I was ready to put this out, but I'm trying to stretch myself, right? These are some of my goals, is to get things out there without waiting for everything to line up and be perfect. Because perfection does not exist. I know that, so I've got to just do. Because, as I've said before, action creates clarity. So, this framework, couple of words I want you to reflect on, and then come back in a couple of days' time for the next episode where we'll unpack it. These two words are create and promise. So I want you to reflect on this as I'm trying to do on a daily basis now, how to create promise in my life. So create is a word I love because it's very action-oriented. It is basically bringing something into existence, creating something out of nothing. It's about just potential. Creation. What can I create? And then the second word, promise, is a word filled with promise. It has several meanings, but what I really like about it is it's showing that there's commitment and that it's my word. And the other thing about promise is it hints at unlimited potential. I have so much promise in my life. And in the future episodes, we're going to unpack what create promise means, because there's an acronym in there that I feel over my years of working with people and their health goals can be very, very instrumental in helping you achieve your goals. So until next time, my friends, stretch yourself, reflect on what it means to create promise in your life. Peace.